For hundreds of millions of years, long before humans ever walked this earth, the land belonged to them. They crossed every continent. They shaped every ecosystem. They dominated rivers, forests, deserts, and coastlines. They were the most successful large animals this planet has ever produced. We call them dinosaurs, but their story did not begin with giants, and it did not end in ash. This is the complete history of the dinosaurs, from their humble origins in a broken world, to their 160 million year reign, to the catastrophe that reshaped all life on Earth, and to the extraordinary truth about where they are today. To understand where dinosaurs came from, we must first go back to a world that had nearly ended. About 252 million years ago, Earth suffered the most devastating mass extinction in its history. More than 90% of all marine species vanished. Nearly 70% of land vertebrates disappeared. Massive volcanic eruptions released gases that changed the climate, acidified the oceans, and stripped the atmosphere of the oxygen complex life needed. The world that remained was scarred and almost empty. Among the survivors were archosaurs, a group of reptiles that would eventually give rise to both crocodilians and dinosaurs. In this damaged, competitive world, the earliest dinosaurs appeared. They were not yet rulers. Many were no larger than a dog or a cat. They were quick and light, moving on two legs, while larger, stronger reptiles still dominated the food chain. What gave them an edge was their posture. Most reptiles of the time had legs that sprawled out to the sides, like a modern lizard. Dinosaurs evolved legs that sat directly beneath their bodies. This upright stance let them move faster, breathe more easily while running, and cover greater distances without exhausting themselves. For tens of millions of years, dinosaurs waited. Then, at the end of the Triassic, another wave of extinction struck. The large reptiles that had kept dinosaurs in check largely disappeared. The ecological space they had occupied was now empty. Dinosaurs did not hesitate. They expanded, adapted, and diversified. The world was theirs. The Jurassic period began about 201 million years ago. The supercontinent Pangaea was breaking apart. New seas formed. Rain reached regions that had been desert for millions of years. Forests spread across what had been bare rock. The world became warm, green, and extraordinarily rich. In this abundant world, some dinosaurs pursued one of the most dramatic strategies in evolutionary history. They grew enormous. The sauropods were long-necked, plant-eating giants, and they became the largest land animals that have ever lived. Brachiosaurus could lift its head higher than a 4-story building. Diplodocus stretched nearly 30 meters from head to tail. Patagotitan, discovered only recently, may have weighed more than 70 metric tons. Their size was both weapon and armor. Enormous bodies were difficult to kill. Long necks could sweep wide areas for food without the animal needing to move. Their thick bones supported weight no other land creature has matched. But the Jurassic was not ruled by gentle giants alone. Predators kept pace. Allosaurus, one of the great hunters of this era, was built for attacking prey far larger than itself. Its skull was designed not for crushing, but for hooking and tearing, ideal for ambush against massive sauropods. The Jurassic was a world of constant pressure, herbivores, evolving new defenses, predators, finding new ways around them, forests reshaping under the weight of what consumed them. And quietly, in the shadows of the undergrowth, something else was happening. Small feathered dinosaurs were beginning to glide between the trees. In their lightweight bones and spreading feathers, something was changing. Something that would outlast even the greatest giants that ever walked the earth. About 145 million years ago, the Cretaceous period began. As continents drifted further apart, different groups of dinosaurs evolved in isolation, producing extraordinary variety. Flowering plants appeared for the first time. New forests and habitats spread. Dinosaurs filled every ecological role available to large land animals. Hadrosaurs, the duck-billed dinosaurs, became among the most abundant animals on Earth. Parasaurolophus developed a large hollow crest on its skull, likely used to produce resonant calls that carried across the landscape. These were deeply social animals, moving in herds, communicating constantly. Triceratops bore 3 powerful horns and a broad frill edged with blood vessels that could flush with color. Ankylosaurs were encased in bony armor from head to tail, with clubs of fused bone at the end of their tails, capable of shattering the legs of predators. Pachycephalosaurs grew domed skulls several inches thick, used, perhaps for headbutting rivals in contests over territory and mates. Every adaptation tells a story of pressure and survival. Every strange shape was an answer to a problem that life had posed. And at the peak of this ecosystem stood Tyrannosaurus Rex. Rex was not merely the monster of films. It was one of the most sophisticated predators in Earth's history. Its eyes faced forward, giving it depth perception like a hawk. Its olfactory region was enormous. It could track prey by scent across vast distances. Its hearing was tuned to low frequencies, well suited for detecting the movement of large animals. Its brain, compared to other dinosaurs, showed signs of complex processing. Its bite force was among the strongest ever measured for any land animal. It could crush bone and extract the marrow inside. Recent discoveries have reshaped our entire image of dinosaurs. Fossils found across China, Mongolia, and Argentina reveal that many species were covered in feathers. Some brooded their eggs. Others traveled in groups and showed signs of social behavior. Many were likely warm-blooded, active, and visually striking in ways the early illustrations never imagined. Dinosaurs were not evolutionary failures. They were evolution's finest expression of sustained success. Then the sky changed. "66 million years ago, a rock approximately 10 kilometers wide entered Earth's atmosphere at nearly 20 kilometers per second. It struck what is now the Yucatan Peninsula in Mexico. The energy released exceeded billions of nuclear weapons combined. A fireball expanded outward in seconds. Megatsunamis swept ocean basins. The shockwaves circled the globe. But the deeper catastrophe came from what rose into the sky. Billions of tons of sulfur, ash, soot, and pulverized rock were blasted into the upper atmosphere. Sunlight was blocked. Global temperatures plummeted. Photosynthesis collapsed. Plants died. Herbivores starved. Carnivores followed. Within thousands of years, an instant in geological time, the non-avian dinosaurs were gone. Creatures that had survived every previous extinction, that had ruled the Earth for 160 million years, could not survive the darkness that followed. The event erased approximately 3/4 of all species on Earth. But not everything was erased. In the darkness after the impact, small feathered dinosaurs survived. They could eat seeds and insects. They could shelter in burrows and hollows. They were light, fast, and adaptable. While the giants fell into extinction, they endured. Over tens of millions of years, they diversified into thousands of forms. Tiny hummingbirds and enormous ostriches, diving penguins and soaring albatrosses, intelligent crows and vivid parrots. They spread to every continent and every habitat on Earth. We call them birds. Every bird alive today is a living dinosaur. When a crow solves a puzzle, when an eagle rides a current of wind, when a penguin dives into dark water, the design behind those movements is more than 100 million years old. The dinosaurs never truly disappeared. Their story teaches us something that goes beyond natural history. Dominance is not the same as permanence. Size and power offer no protection against a catastrophe of the right kind. But adaptability, the ability to change when everything around you changes, that is what endures. Dinosaurs ruled this earth for 160 million years. Modern humans have existed for roughly 300,000. We are newcomers on this ancient planet. What the dinosaurs built, survived, and ultimately passed down through the birds outside. Your window is still speaking to us across the vast distance of deep time. Which dinosaur would you most want to meet? Leave a comment below. Thank you for exploring Earth's deep past with us today. If this journey moved you, please like, subscribe, and share. We will see you in the next chapter of our planet's story.